Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, please visit venezuelainsider.com. The Dutch disease in Venezuela. First, let's define the term for the people who doesn't know. And the Dutch disease is this phenomena that occurs on rich resources countries that, let's say, have a ton of oil, they have a lot of oil or natural gas or mining, such related resources, and the country, the economy, and the society overall starts to lack off. They became dependent on such resources, and they tend to set aside other industries. They become complacent with the situation, and they just care about being close to such industry, and they disregard other kinds of industries, innovations, and such. And at the end, what happens is that society or the economy collapses, or at the very least is so much dependent on the performance of the industry related to the natural resources, any given natural resources that the such country or economy or territory is rich of. And when things go south, the price of such resources goes down, or the industry itself implodes, and you have an economic disaster and a failure in society overall. And it's safe to say that that's kind of what happened here in Venezuela. So you have to understand the recent history of Venezuela. The oil industry has been around close to 100 years or so, and became very big during the 50s. And before that, of course, there was some economic activity. Or in the 50s and the late 50s, in Venezuela started this process where democracy started gaining traction, and started a period that is known as the Fourth Republic. That it was a period where a group of politicians, they just swapped, they turned on power. And what happened over there, and Social Security, it was gaining some importance among the society. At the same token, the oil, of course, as well as an oil-rich country, became by far the main industry on the country, and the revenue that the government managed at the moment result of this very important oil revenue. They started to invest on social welfare programs and social handouts. The public spending skyrocketed, and basically it was just a mechanism in order to keep people happy, and it was a populist measure in order to win some elections and such. However, the society started deteriorating at the moment, and that happened, and that created the situation where the Chavismo took office on the late 90s. And after that, you know the history. Of course, the Chavismo did pretty much the same thing, but with steroids, and basically they destroyed the whole thing. And of course, they did it with communism on the side. And that's basically what happened in Venezuela. And the main lessons here, in not only in Venezuela, but countries and territories with this problem, quote unquote problem, it's that you have to be smarter than that. The population has to be well educated. And although in Venezuela people are quote unquote very good educated compared to the rest of the world, but I'm not going to get into that. The main takeaway is that the society wasn't, let's say, mature enough in order to handle this quote unquote bonanza, this quote unquote treasure that they received just for the sake of being born here in Venezuela. And that created the situation that we had, since the last decade, 80% GDP collapse, and of course we are on economic growth on a 10% GDP growth year to year the past few years. But still, there was it was a difficult situation to manage here if you are in Venezuela. At the same token, when the oil revenue collapsed, also this created the opportunity to innovate, to become better, to develop other industries, and for the average Venezuelan creates the opportunity to become good in other areas in life, not only in business, but also in life overall. And with that human endeavor of creating something good, something great, innovation and entrepreneurship create new good things, because at the end, what makes a country rich is their people, their skilled people, especially that have this opportunity for people to develop their abilities and make something out of it. And of course, we have societies that took good advantages of being natural resources rich, like Norway. That not a big fan of Norway. However, they did a good job. They created this sovereign fund. They invest, of course, on infrastructure, on their people, and the Norway method of managing oil resources and natural resources overall, it's not my favorite. It's not viable on the rest of the world, but it worked for Norway, and maybe in another couple places can work as well. And also you have the Gulf countries that are oil and gas rich. They created this, of course, this new method of wealth distribution on their countries. The best case is the Emirates and Dubai and Abu Dhabi. They created this spectacular infrastructure, and they diversify their industries for more high-end services. And of course, it was a nice story. And other countries on the Gulf region are trying to emulate such success. Like recently, Qatar did it with the World Cup, and they're kind of on the same pace. You see Kuwait, I don't remember the other ones, Saudi Arabia with Mohammed bin Salman, they're trying to do kind of the same thing. And the main takeaway is, of course, you have some success stories with oil-rich countries or natural resources-rich countries. However, Venezuela didn't, at some moment, was the richest country in South America, and they developed some infrastructure. However, politics and being in Latin America overall make the whole situation go just to tank. And we expect better days yet to come after this collapse. So you can say that, yeah, Venezuela suffered the Dutch disease. Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, subscribe, follow us on another social media. If you want to work with us, venezuelainsider.com. Thanks again. Have a nice day.